Please, this. Active biological.
Strangers must rid themselves of the radiance of clear. What a new. Guided by. scry the sky. Add Astro. Thank you for Add Astro.
You're trembling. Is it the cold or just cowardice? Detestable.
Eternal.
Transcend all constraint. Benevolence has no place for the beat. I'm down.
Solidified! Burst forth! Witness my great undertaking!
No escape!
Live! order! Burst forth!
Who dares? There is no escape! A witch!
Gather!
Shine down!
This is getting interesting.
Embrace your
Solidify.
reckoning! Shine eternal! Never. You called? Stay close and you will live. Conquering demons is what I do.
Need my help as usual?
Stabilize!
Illusion shattered!
Reckoning!
Shine down!
I will have order! Solidify!
Illusion shattered!
Stand upon your tomb, though you know it not.
Shine down! Worthless!
Solidify!
Oh, you
Understood.
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle. cowering already?
Solidify!
Shaken and stirred.
Burst forth! Full time. Not bad, not bad. I should take this serious.
Gather!
He's running. For it! Coming to be! Useless!
I will have order!
Burst forth!
Can't handle your dream.
Feel this ancient power!
Gather!
Shaken and
This is order!
You're a cut above.
Are made for transferring commodities.
Gonna be epic. Adventure time! Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion!
Solidify!
Let's light it up!
Live! Moments of birth!
I'm down!
Solidify!
Illusion shattered! Let's light it up!
Today's weather will be good. It can only... Release Shinobi!
It's the Yashiro Commissioner.
Please, excuse me.
Cascade. Depth back. Blast. Let go. We report faster away.
Hey, he fall to the ground during the fight. Where did it end up?
What the? It's a Tanuki? Oh.
Thank you. Terrifying. They said they were going to throw the cage into the sea with me still inside. Oh, wait. You have to listen to me. Lato's wedding. Part of the... Someone's trying to use the wedding for their own ends.
Aroused to this possibility, and so far, everything is unfolding rather as we expected. Those behind this plan are not happy. Their next move is imminent. We must devise sufficient countermeasures.
Yashiro Commissioner, you're personally going to take action?
This situation has consequences for the whole Tri-Commission, and the stability of all Inazuma is at stake. My hitherto neutral stance ends now. The almighty Shogun has always despised these pathetic power games. As a commissioner, I am a servant of the Shogun, and it is therefore my duty to handle these tiresome matters on her behalf.
That's true.
Shinojo, don't return to your post yet. Find somewhere safe and stay hidden. Traveler, Paimon, let's get out of here.
Well, if it isn't the Yashiro Commissioner. I hear you showed up here with no explanation and attacked my men. You wouldn't happen to be carrying out some sort of secret mission, now would you?
I heard that someone was taking the law into their own hands. As a responsible official of Inazuma, I could not in good conscience stand idly by. Shinjo may be your retainer, but the law does not grant you the right to abuse him.
Abuse? Nonsense. I was just teaching him a lesson. Go away and start spouting out the most absurd and insulting nonsense one can imagine. A truly great call me terrified.
So, you're saying that you know absolutely nothing of the reasons for his action. Otherwise, why would you describe it as out of nowhere?
Two people from two different clans are getting married. Do it. And yet this young gentleman told what he was thinking. Even if she marries into the Kujo clan, Lady Hiragi will always be the daughter of the Hiragi clan, and the most duty. Not only God, but a lady. One do such a thing. I'm one of sending.
Suddenly reminded of an anecdote I'd like to share with you. There's not been a dull moment since I took up my post Hero Commission. Every day I've been exposed to new fascinating things. For instance, a merchant from abroad once told me about a curious so that you can tie 2 knots in the portion of it that extends out of its beak. I'm sure someone as erudite as yourself could be able to get what people do with these unusual avians.
Keep them as pets.
You see, this bird is of no use to humans whatsoever, and certainly doesn't make a suitable pet. If you catch one, the best thing you can do is actually cut its tongue off and throw it out of the window. The reason they give is this. The longest tongue has the most to say, but don't be deceived as it chirps away. Let the song things lead you.
You here to mock the Konjo Commission?
Far from it. The Commission is made of honorables, up and forthright, conscience loyal. It is unbecoming of such people to raise and feeling, all as part of a plan to remove Lady Hiragi from her position in the Commission.
Yashiro Commissioner, please don't make accusations without any evidence.
The evidence is standing right in front. You studied hard and took a government position, only to make it to where you are. I'm not sure whether it's because you're smart enough to play the system, or too foolish to know any better. In your years of service to the Shogun, only have you managed to gain the people around it self-interest. And now you have ruined your once future. I'm not angry, Mr. Matsuda.
It's not so bright. What exactly do you do? This is at most a Konjo Commission shares. To question I think it was simply an alliance between the Konjo but to you personally. So you come here with a loose.
So, what? You clearly are that I'm monitoring the power transmission.
You have and think that. Only as the city knows news about now. Most of the public weren't aware that Kujo Kamaji and Hiragi Tato, but you can bet it's plenty he's talking about now. No to go out. That's it. The wedding is a sure thing, even if it hasn't happened just yet.
I see. It seemed wrong.
Eye to eye?
I'd expect you to at least be smarter than most. But it seems that I was mistaken. I seriously think that marriage will bring people that the conjurer can be consequence of this union. Good. I've you. That will be all for now. If you would excuse me.
Hey!
See how things.
Well, perfect match, don't you think?
For sure. I'm just surprised. Sudden.
Good luck to them, I say. Must decision.
It's still too early for conclusion. Our adversary wants to push them to a point of no return. However, we can still beat them at their own game. Only if Kujo is willing to help.
Heard that the news of my wedding has been officially announced. It seems so sudden. I see. I was trying to take.
We must take Lady Hiragi.
And we're getting married for true love. And I've promised her that I'll do everything in my power to protect her.
I understand where you're coming from, but to be frank, she should not need your protection. Or, to put it another way, you have tacitly admitted that Lady Hiragi will need your help to get through the hard times ahead, which perhaps suggests that, deep down, you realize all she stands to lose. I don't mean to criticize you. It is natural to want to protect our loved ones. You're an intelligent and gentle person, and I'm sure you would have been able to think about this more objectively were you not so emotionally involved in the situation. I'm sure you admire Lady Hiragi for being the independent, gentle, resilient, and strong-willed person she is. For the sake of marrying you, this wonderful woman will become hardly okay with that.
I'm happy. Related by others. Yashiro, you're right. Naive and selfish. Too late now, isn't it? There are notices everywhere.
I have a plan, but it needs a villain. Sir Kujo, willing to help.
If it's this, then let's hear it.
I've told the people at the Kanjo Commission that the marriage isn't going to unify the Kanjo Commission and the Tenryou Commission. On the contrary, the clan, the key coming up no result. But what if we were to imagine for the vision of Hiragi's? Your plan is a real commission. No longer have any reason to hesitate.
This genius plan takes it.
Benset. Adversaries realize how connections behind the scenes really looks. They'll do their utmost to stop this wedding from happening. Then simply leave her up.
Got it.
We have to make sure that means something of our Kanjo Commission, who I spoke earlier. No, be on the lookout for signs. He will almost certainly have performance throughout the city. What a way to use these grounds to educate one of the informants. Bait. Be careful not to get seen.
Everything is going smoothly. Seems like he's noticed us.
That person is... Let's follow him.
Should have been quicker.
That person is... Let's follow him.
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge...
Related to the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious.
The Tenryo Commission has sent a load of people to Rito. I guess it must have something to do with the wedding. I think it's about 100 people so far. What could be going on?
I hope it's just Sir Kujo Kamaji. Desires maybe well. No, many people support.
As expected. Let's follow him.
Passing through. As I'm sure you've heard, the wedding of Sir Kujo Kamaji and Lady Hiragi Chisato will take place. Sir Kujo decided for Lady Hiragi to never live in Inazuma City during the run-up to the wedding. I see. We are here to clear the way for Lady Hiragi. Not just us either. You'll see more Tenryo Commission members as you go forward. A little excessive. Lady Hiragi in the highest rank and wants to treat her with the utmost respect from beginning to end. I understand. Sure. It's exactly as Master Garza allowed Lady Hiragi to leave Rito. Wait, no. If Lady Hiragi does leave, but we're ready to defend against the Tenryo Commission attack. Right away.
That should do it. This house to grow and ferment. The calm before the part that settles people the most.
Are they really gonna like that?
If you're curious to find out, you can visit the Hiragi clan in Rito in a couple of days. I have some other business to attend to, so I won't be spending any more time on this situation. In any case, we've made our move. It's only a matter of time before they give up and surrender. This is not my first time. Well then, goodbye for now. I truly hope that things will work out in Hiragi Chisato's best interests.
You have time for... Let's go again in 2 days.
Days now.
I
I guess they're here to pick up Lady Hiragi.
Oh, not leave, to be honest. I'd be hesitant if I were her.
Someone might hear you.
So, how did this...
We arrived here 2 days ago to escort Lady Hiragi to Inazuka City. Sir Kujo Kamaji gave us very strict orders, so we have to obey. To play this, he is ready to come. We apologize. Our presence here now. We can only hope that the leaders of the Hiragi clan will start to cooperate soon. If this stalemate continues, who knows? Sir Kujo might give us orders to be less accommodating.
How much longer does your master plan to hold them off?
No idea. We're stuck in limbo here. Very on edge these past few days. He gets on edges of everything. He's me a lot. I understand these issues. But I mean, what can we do? I've told him before, never cross the Yashiro.
Yeah, if Lady really takes away,
maybe we should.
I was now the center of the conversation in Rito. She probably knows how important she is. But what about what she thinks? Let's go and see.
You've heard about everything that's been going on out there. What on earth?
Everything. So, what happened was...
After the Tenryou Commission arrived, they suddenly became alarmed. It won't allow me to have any direct contact with the Tenryou Commission. I never would have thought that this was Sir Kamisato's plan. Now it all makes sense. I'm sorry. I haven't. Maybe there's no decision. Maybe everything would be easier if I simply... I used to tell myself things like this, avoid having to think about it. But once I saw the notices appearing out of nowhere on the streets, signaling that the wedding... I didn't feel reassured at all. Instead, I felt a great sense of regret. I keep thinking back to what Sir Kamisato said. This is supposed to be my bright and beautiful future. But what if it's not? I can happily accept that if someone was trying to take advantage of my marriage, I should absolutely refuse to go through with it. But... and also...
Oh, Lady Hiragi, here you are. You're doing it to convince Hiragi to leave? Friends? Are you sure? Just friends? Lady Hiragi, these are who you're in the important process of the entire mission. They don't have a hidden...
If you want to accuse us of trying to abduct her, just come...
Don't be rude. You've been very highly strung lately, seeing everything as a threat. Listen to me. I know all the ins and outs of everything that's happened so far. Her arrival might well be in the situation escalated with hope. If we will have nothing to gain. This is not order. All I need you to do is proceed for the situation.
Understood, my lady. I shall discuss with the others right away.
Good job, Chisato. You handled that well.
I was so nervous. But I thought things were so critical that I should at least give it a try. And it worked remarkably well. Yes, well, let's wait and see what happens. I hope they provide a satisfactory response.
We had a serious discussion and reflected on our mistakes. In all honesty, no one can handle the weight of the situation here. Everyone is besides themselves with worry. If that continues any longer, my battle is going to fester. Would you please give us a second chance? My lady says, give the Kujou Commission another chance. I suppose you're right. The only person who can change the Tenryou Commission's mind will be the Yashiro Commissioner. We'll head off to Kamisato Estate shortly and beseech him to help us with utmost sincerity. Lady Hiragi, might I ask you to join us? You are the most important person. Without you, we have no other way. By the way, aren't you a good friend of the Yashiro Commissioner? Please put in some good words for me. Commissioner of the News. The Tenryou Commission has now occupied Rito, refusing to leave until we hand Lady Hiragi over to them. I realize I have greatly offended you with my atrocious actions, and I realize also that this must sound like the very height of absurdity. But please, have mercy, good sir.
I'm sorry, Mr. Matsura. I'm exceptionally busy to engagement. I fear this leaves no time for small talk. So, please, if you would come and get straight.
Your apology means nothing. Now Hiragi is indispensable for her. So, would it be at all possible for you to do more on our behalf?
You make it sound so easy. The Tri-Commission will be ridiculed by the public if we choose to withdraw the notices now and eat our word. What do you plan to do about this? To lose face for the Tri-Commission is to bring shame to Her Excellency. Associates ready to face the Almighty Shogun.
We'll push this and hold a situation. You just will everything we can impact. Everything.
Everything. The Tri-Commission interest, regardless of what Sir Kujou and I may feel at this present moment. If the situation in Rito is laughable, but Lady Hiragi and the inhabitants of Rito are innocent. If we fail to contain the situation promptly, the rumor mill will wreak havoc. Birds who know how to be very to listen to, and they don't know when to stop. And as for the ones with excessively long tongues, well, they're so insufferable that they can't be kept as pets at all. But it doesn't take a moment to cut out their tongues and silence them for good.
Yes, I understand.
I have concerns. I'll talk to Kujou for you, but I can't guarantee that he will change his mind.
I understand. Thank you for your help, Commissioner.
All right. I'm sure you have a sizable mess to...
Excuse me. Thank you.
Yes.
Sir Kamisato,
need to be severely reprimanded. As a commissioner, as I should. But now, I'd like to take off my commissioner hat. Share a story with.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
You must have heard that the critical period. My father worked to compensate and restore reputation. The work took a toll on his health, and ultimately led to his untimely demise. My mother loved him dearly. Soon after, this sudden turn of events dealt a heavy blow. Behind the scenes, things became very unstable. Everyone thought that the Kamisato clan had lost power, That made my sister and me nothing but burdens hindering the ambitions of others. It may sound preposterous now, but I assure you that is the Yashiro Commission has been through.
Huh, pretty similar to how the Kanjo Commission is now.
Back then, I had no choice but to accept the position I was in. While I desperately looked around for powerful supporters, I endured smear campaigns and attempts. I had no other choice. I had to honor my wishes, and I also had a young sister to take care of. I didn't mind what became of me. Trampled. I persisted, and I gave the form.
In a way that no one else did. Anyone else. I thought the reason I felt unsettled was because of uncertainty over getting... The fact is, I felt too young and in a situation facing me.
The reason why Sir Kujo was able to face the prospect of marriage so confidently is because he's prepared for anything.
That's it. The situation I'm facing now is the same one he faced back then. When his clan was in crisis, he bravely and challenged the almighty Shogun. And now, it is time for me to make a stand and become my own person.
Well said. I'm sure once you have grown and gained confidence, your father will be able to let go and allow you to decide how you want to live the rest of your life. It might not sound exciting, but personal growth is of true happiness.
And sure I can get there. I will use this responsibilities of the Hiragi clan. I'll think about marriage again after everything's more settled. This puts less pressure on myself without having to worry about becoming a burden or dependent on someone else.
My best wishes to both of you remain heartfelt. Time comes for the wedding to go ahead. I will come to congratulate you once more.
Thank you, Sir Kamisato. I am grateful for everything you have shared with me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to deal with back home.
Take care, Lady Hiragi. I'm confident that on your return, you will find your Kanjo Commission associates most receptive to your instruction.
Yes, in fact, my recent experience suggests the same.
Sir, everyone thought there was no that super smart strategy.
Perfectly common maneuver in the game of chess. Our rival this time was easy to deal with. He was smart, but
And so, Paimon could never come up with a plan that... Anyway, it's kind of a relief that she decided to set the Hiragi clan straight.
stability in Inazuma benefits me as well. Opportunity to make less trouble for myself. Well, the fact is that I am first and the Yashiro Commissioner. Perhaps for Masura, or is his life's pursuit. But for me, nothing matters more than the stability of Inazuma. A stable nation is the prerequisite for the Yashiro Commission. Only then can the Kamisato clan and the other Yashiro Commission clans have a peaceful existence. But human desire will always be a factor in the equation. Not the first situation, nor the last. I do my commission to restrain. Stasis is not the only power to achieve the same end. Other Hiragi is. I think I do a sizable favor in that regard. Dealing with the Hiragi clan will be much easier for her than navigating a new and unfamiliar one.
There were so many things at play over the wedding. Wait a second. You were wedding from the very beginning.
I thought straight away it was bad timing. Nevertheless, he said to Hiragi Chisato was entirely sincere. If you choose to give up your stance on something once, you'll be having to compromise for the rest of your life. I didn't want to see her suffer because she didn't realize what she was getting into. Now, she has the chance to become her own person. Let's see who she becomes.
Okay then, guess we'll have to wait and see.
All right. Farewell, and profuse thanks to you both. I shall have to host you at the Kami-sa.
Solved. Everything was perfect. Well, except for one minor detail. I somehow ended up with a glass of very peculiar tasting milk.
Didn't you like it? I distinctly remember you saying you are quite partial to exotic flavors.
Oh! My lord.
Had one of those.
Great impression on you.
The traveler did indeed play a critical role in this case. Would have been more guarded against me had she and her companion not been present. It wouldn't have been so easy to get to the heart of the matter.
There you go again, my lord. On greatly performing your job to perfection.
Naturally. Ah, yes. Now that we're both free, let's finish off that game of chess we started a few days ago.
Traveler, Paimon, it's been a long time.
Oh, hey, Huixin! Long time no see! How days?
Thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues, better all the time. But feeling at work lately. I just feel constantly agitated. It's a long story, but due to health issues. He's not unwell. He said he's increasingly low on energy these days. He's always said comes for us all in the end. Still, I just can't help but know what happened to his father's currently out of Yangsheng Tea House. Why don't you come pay him a visit with me? You can be.
Sure. Uncle Tian, we're here to chat.
Lovely surprise. Why don't you go down and get this? I heard that you've been traveling over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories. Don't worry. I'm alright. It's just gradually catching up with. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels. I am still very much standing as the Tianshu said. The less I wish to pass on the potential acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning, so the election process would not be suitable. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces, so we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and for these reasons, the incumbent typically recommend a candidate, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So, Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. This, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer. I believe recently became yourself.
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to
It's Yeon!
Here, assess this for him. Fancy joining me? You're a good opportunity.
It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with a new Qixing, right?
All right then. I gotta say, I'm into behind-the-scenes planning. My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
You want Tianshu?
I recognize very easily after how long you work. So, how investigation revealed the candidates are qualified for the position you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys, everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor. A pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for you own the establishments on the house. You're all set? Gosh, but Uncle Tian is past is not cut out for this anymore. So I recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Chen Wei, Mingbo, and Zhi Yi. Chen Wei is a wealthy owner, so the affair studying. Try to let them on if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment
The stakes don't get much higher than a Qixing. Anything small.
been?
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge... don't even... people in my... never stand while I'm waiting.
Oh, I mean...
all being complacent. If you're happy to just stick things on, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Just... reasonable. All right, dude. It's worth it.
uncalled for, and Mingboa cut. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be. There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
Mm-hmm. We'll meet them formally. Current face manifesto from Sin. Informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow.
The worth relation I gave them. Ever appointed as Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysm, they will not change their plan. Therefore, I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done. Finished?
Do you, sir, is? I'm not sure.
Me neither. They'd better get some about though. Some amateur, my.
Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Execute plan. Nobody wants you to after the interviews. We'll see the candidates. Let's do one at a time. Start with.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you two officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation as in person, I certainly had two entirely bases. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind, after all.
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a light against anyone. Simply say. You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that constantly talking about. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Forward. Yeah, I'll get my hopes up.
Oh. I've worked there for 9 years, 5 months, and in that time I handled 347 cases. At the moment, they should be concluded in 16 days. The accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely
Public speaking.
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Hello.
What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is wide in its scope, but you don't seem to involved. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from, but I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many people with expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Be interconnected and very complicated, and you might reach two very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
You are right or wrong about your proposed solution?
Great question. I could see any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, it's ability.
All right, next question.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical and pleasure to listen to.
What we just learned. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto which effectively target the big issues. Without more you can take it. Otherwise, says Mingbois is not very articulate and comes across as very...
Paimon couldn't ignore. Good at this.
Last but not least, Jur-E. His manifesto fields only be present. What really interests me is that many of his views presently put.
Great!
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien.
I see.
All right, then let me ask this. The ideas in Jur-E's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Oh, I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now. Those three candidates all studied in the past. It's natural that they share some similarities with me. I've always been occupied with his work at the of all of them for the
Whoa!
it was good. Ming Bo came to my attention in my work, and as for Jerry, I was sad. Gradually, as we got to know each other, and as he was at a faster, he reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started him a few. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown to a mature young man. It's a joy to see, but it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up, growing old. How time flies. No cycle of life.
Oh no, Uncle Tien.
you. There's really no need to me. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like with fish ever I like.
Sounds like you sure love fish.
They caught fish. They make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation.
Fresh fish soup. Mmm, sounds...
Doesn't it? Also, just from when we dance, a dish of these makes the soup tasty more. Make fond memory. But at my age, who knows how more chances I have left to taste it again.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon riot.
Let them. We've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
Mm-hmm. I appointed you as the assessment officer. Had you not asked why your ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision be guided by what is fair, right? Please disregard all other considerations and make your final decision only after a thorough review of each candidate's talents and capabilities. Remember, you must be thorough.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. Look after yourself. So, it's gonna be Jiri, right? His manifesto was written well. The best speaker.
Easy. Let's not rush for the assessment.
Huh? So, are you giving them more tests or something?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. The thing will appear. The biggest no-no in intelligence work: only get information from the themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information through many different channels. For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they? Where did they come from?
Scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. Assistant nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Wenyuan is on Upei, who...
That been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Nothing can take that out of in waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Affairs and look at the work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jiri?
Jiri, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves. The docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
That's... Let's...
Huh.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
What are you doing here today?
Look, your asking price for this bag is too high.
I'm out. I'm telling you, this is the steady as ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally into a well. All right. I'll let you know. The boss of Second Life also wants. Won't take him. I'll just reserve one.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life. Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to them first. Don't be.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty and died when he was treated cruelly. One of his neighbors headed him off but Juri never retaliated. When his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness. Peace offering. A gentleman of talent and character, and how did I not notice this? In fact, not too late. If I get the brand ambassador, Watique.
Again,
About him anyway. You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Where?
I'm all right. Looks like chatting with Lee. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as possible.
I'll just go employment con. Don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
What are you waiting? We won't do anything at this rate. Try not to let him see you. We want this information.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. Looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I see that you're a connoisseur, so I'm trying to...
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now and then.
What's the hurry? Don't get too close, or he'll see you. Try not to let him see.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see you're a connoisseur. I won't bother you with con.
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now and then. He fancies him, but doesn't care that of high-quality fakes.
How very leave it to me. Come and collect it. Be convenient. It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's hard for someone of your standing to study. I'll be set for you. Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Do we have to? You're not dirt are you?
Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
We will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
Wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
A few questions about someone. We've heard about this young man called German. If you happen to have heard of him?
Oh, Yeon made a whole fake identity without batting an eyelid.
He's been making quite a for himself. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me about someone who's heard several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you stronger? Well, if there's anything logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why's that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf. His catches are always mediocre, terrible, but really nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. Right now, though, so why time and we can chat over. Let's keep us around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research. Just like to ask a few questions.
Wow, she's again.
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done...
We've been selling fresh fish at Loeb's in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you no. I haven't heard any selling fresh fish. It wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him. He was still a kid when he first came to his around. He managed to survive, thanks to this day. More his name. I mean, afford to eat and everything, but still him dealing with others over Mora. Surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish as much anyway, so. Going to affect my business. Don't I said that.
You'd rather he didn't know.
Well, I spoke to him once briefly, and I just had a cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him. That's all.
Well, thank you.
And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
The more you say it, the less it comes.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh, yeah. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course, we all say that Master Dugu is a swordsman who never turns away anyone.
I don't know about...
She's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Jur-E?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of example, I can't remember. Probably because it's not that important. I prefer stories about sword fighting.
Oh, I completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, everyone started to like him. Sometimes he gives me candy, so I had people like him now.
Just as I thought.
What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master is as kind and virtuous as the legends claim. Oh.
Hey, when I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can show them my candy at the
Shang-Chi, how are you? I'm sure a friend would also like to say welcome. Master
until we
She whiz. But it is true.
What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle soon said even as far ago. What said about Jur-E's story? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, his interest in this craze of Jur-E has only been with his neighbor. These recent events. So why is the story only going around now?
Put it like that.
Is theirs within the problem is. Do you remember what he stayed poor life? Things spent on debts. The more pay for it. And that it can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu Qixing. That's too often pessimistic speculation.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we ask Jiri about it, there's no way.
First, we need to find out who's supporting it. Remember the current affairs of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking benefit from his actions after his appointment. We should be able to manifest what we're dealing with. Let's get back to Yanshang Tea House. Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tian remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately.
Well, you gotta start somewhere. Oh, this reading is giving Paimon a headache. Break.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yeon's little helpers, Shanghua! If you're... That means you finished investigating Tianwei, right?
You betcha. I visited all the common fields and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trip up my sleeve.
Don't just tell us your findings.
To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Tianwei will start out complaining about how arrogant he is, but then go on to give appraisal of him. A young man of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Tianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs on, he tries regardless.
That his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of...
In theory, it'd be very difficult. I asked around, found it should be confidential business, seeming to detect. That others he's made. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he's sharing when.
Strange. It's like business to make more instead.
To validate his theorization.
I'm back. Huh? How come you're here?
Mostly because I possess superior skills and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the competition, it
else to take care of on the and back.
Years.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Minghua struggles to get words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers. But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Minghua at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Slowly but surely. According to you, the Ministry often gets Minghua to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Minghua gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
That's hard to imagine.
Things are not always as they appear. Free to go now. So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
We still have a bit left.
I can't say. Xiangshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Xiangshu Pool. Qi conducted an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project became a mere legend. Focuses on solving problems. Treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It's out of step with the rest of his plan. Still, one doesn't tell us much. Treasure hoarders, the Fatui, even local leaders. Find anything?
Excavation? Treasure? Oh! Jury said the black right of first refusal projects come up!
Did he now? Well, that makes everything.
Black is jury?
No, not like. They aren't involved with any powerful factions. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Shenway and Mingboard both turned out to be completely different than what we thought. What about Juri? Is there another side?
The soil is moist, ideal for collecting the roots of boom.
This is the Blackcliff Forge. For days.
What's this?
From the picture, but it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu development plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any they find on the ground. Imagine if we by the time Juri recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. It was change some key staff, and even decided to vet this. They'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure. So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomer. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something? I gotta say, These newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night, but they never let us join them. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house. Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've gotta go back there sooner or later.
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysteriously abandoned now. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else to throw our investigation off course.
Darn! Guess this is where our trail runs cold.
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Jur-E. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind. Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Who are you?
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent him to look into Zhi-Yi's regular contacts. Since Zhi-Yi likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask around. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Blackcliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Zhi-Yi before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Blackcliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could. Didn't even stop to change my clothes.
Well, Uncle Tian said that Zhi-Yi once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence. Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Zhi-Yi, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks he's about to win. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show. It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush, just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingguo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough. And because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across the board and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhi to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. As your competitor, I've become keenly aware of your great talents. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future and taking on some of my workload?
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking about right now.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tian proud.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. On this, you have my word. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow him.
Hey, Traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't? If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave.
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
We finally got rid of them.
Lady Yelan, Zhi has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quickly.
So Zhi really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.